Welcome to Quest, where we discuss and dissect culture directly from the West Coast.
Join us in our quest for knowledge and understanding. Let's see where it takes us today. Go. All right, man.
What's up, bro? Oh shit, some fireworks just scared this cat.
Wait, some fireworks just went off right now?
Oh yeah, you haven't heard them? Like they go off like pretty much everywhere that there's no like ordinances against it.
Oh, that's probably why I haven't heard them then.
Yeah, exactly.
LA's kind of spotty with the ordinances because it's mad dry out here, you know?
It is, dude. But if you go to like Lawndale, Hawthorne, Gardena, whatever, it's just
True.
going off. Like, yeah, I was caught off guard a few times. Got my heart beating, but that was after I got back from, shooting guns and shit in Wyoming. But
for the first time.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool,
pretty
though.
much.
Nah, man. I've been just chilling. Like right now, I'm just reading some comic books. Like I haven't read this book in a little while, so I'm just flipping through the pages, just kind of like reminding myself of the art.
That's it.
Have you heard of Saga before?
Nah.
It's like this crazy space odyssey. It's like these two warring races. Oh shoot! Is that another firework?
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. Sounded like a fucking M80 or something.
That's awesome. It's real. You're really walking down the street. So what are you about to go to get at the liquor store right now?
Something to drink, like a Gatorade.
Something like a Gatorade or something like that. Just something simple.
Yeah. Something simple, bro. I just wanted to go for a walk.
Outside.
I just ate a bunch of fucking pizza.
Dude, you've been eating well lately. You had like the Japanese food last night.
Yeah. That was good. But you know what happened?
What?
I was watching Fuck That's Delicious on Hulu, and it's like the new season, and like they had some bomb ass pizza, and it just got me so hungry. Because originally my girl was gonna cook for me, but I was like, hey, I'm just gonna pick up some Benny's, some pizza.
Yeah, no doubt. Wait, did you end up watching that one movie that I showed you? Because I just watched that today. It was Zardoz with Sean Connery, bro.
Oh, Sean Connery, bro?
Yeah, Sean Connery's in that movie. He plays he plays the main character. Like his name is Zed, and it's like he's like this warrior class like of the Beyonders. So like what happened? I don't want to spoil the whole thing, but essentially humanity's gone to lost, and there are these tribes of men that are chosen to kill and pillage and rape all over the world to end humanity. Because the concept of humanity is just so like ill that like it's like treated as a disease on planet Earth. So they're trying to quell the humanity of itself. And like he like goes on this mission and finds out that there's a whole scheme as to what's going on behind the world the entire time. And there's like an elite class that is like pretending to be God and controlling the universe or controlling the earth. It's really crazy, and there's like all these deep concepts. I'd rather like not spoil it for you, but because it's really
Sean
crazy.
Connery's in it, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, bro, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And
it like pause it real quick?
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
the Stevie Wonder song playing in the background while you're in the liquor store.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, pause real quick. Let's take a break.
Station identification.
Back to Quest Radio Live. Back to it. Going out to wherever you can download listening to this from.
Yeah, that's what was cool about Ramirez's album. Is they had like the DJ interludes on like the tracks and shit.
Dude, I love it when they do that on an album. There's like certain things, like if you mix an album like it's a radio show, then it really adds to the atmosphere of the album, because like, especially in a city like LA where you drive around listening to music, it's too perfect.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because it sets the atmosphere. And I imagine like at home too, where like, especially with quarantine.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't thought about it much.
I've been listening to a lot of like Boiler Room DJ sets. Like I guess just on the TV, just throwing them on.
I'm sure people have like a lot of time on their hands to put some cool shit together.
Mm-hmm. And then just listen. I think that's gonna be a new way of people like connecting and on another level, because it's just another way to share music.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a lot of like rappers do that, like where they're sharing like music and sets that they had previously done with other people and stuff like that.
Uh-huh. Yeah, right. It's like they have a bunch of material. Maybe they haven't released yet. You're like, fuck, it's a good time to do that, you know, get some income at least.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's people like Questlove. Questlove's like literally doing a live DJ set like all the time.
Yeah, what is it on Twitch?
No, I saw it on Mixcloud.
Never heard of it.
It's like a DJ mixing. It's like SoundCloud for DJ mixes. They have a little more leeway with the sounds and songs you can use on their platform,
Right.
because you don't get paid for it the same way like you would on a SoundCloud track. And then they also have like a live feature, so where people can donate money to you while you're mixing music and stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so like they have a whole setup for DJs and stuff. And Questlove is like one of the main guys pushing it. He goes live on Twitter too. I've seen him on Twitter live.
So I'm sure he's keeping it like a lot of traffic there. So if the volume is high, then other people will get, you know, eyeballs on their sets. People watching.
And Questlove's legit too. Like, I really respect his like music acumen as an individual. Like, the fact of the matter is like the Roots are like a treasure, a national treasure for all intents and purposes. They like,
for real, like they've been on the Tonight Show. You know?
Yeah, like really, it's like it's important. Because like the way Duke Ellington was for jazz, where he like made it like something that a concert band could perform and stuff like that. Like Questlove and Tariq did, or Black Thought did, and the Roots in general, really, they did that for hip hop, like creating these real break.
Even
music.
R&B.
Oh yeah,
it's kind of like a.
Oh, with D'Angelo. Oh my God.
Erykah Badu.
Oh my goodness, and like Prince too. Because I know he worked with Prince. Yeah, he used to work with Prince too. He has a couple of like stories. I don't know where it is. You know, if you dig deep enough on YouTube, you can find somebody telling a story for somebody.
Right.
But like I've seen videos where he's worked with Prince, and then apparently he was a big Prince fan too, which wouldn't surprise me.
Who isn't a Prince fan? You know?
I know, man. Prince is such a legend, man. Goodness gracious. What was the first? What was the first time like you had an impression with like Prince or somebody like that?
How you doing? No, you're good, bro. First impression of Prince was on like Dave Chappelle show, dude. Like that's about it. Well, I mean, my parents played it, you know, but
True.
I didn't really like, you know,
you
see him as an
checking
icon
for
until
it.
like, until he dunked a basketball at 5'6".
What does he say? Game blouses. Oh my God, that's literally that's legendary, and that's part of the magic of that, because those stories made Charlie Murphy famous. They made Prince even more legendary than he already was.
Yeah,
because like for me, the first time I heard of Prince, like my dad was telling me like, oh yeah, he knows how to play every instrument, like he does everything himself. It's like, wait, what? And then he also like has like his own records, and like back in the 90s, he called himself Slave, and the artist formerly known as, like he had this whole legend behind him already.
Wait,
and then,
what do you mean he had like alter egos or what?
Yeah. So like he had a deal with was it Warner? I think it was Warner, because he did the Batman soundtrack too.
No way.
Yeah. Okay. So this is deep. All right.
So his estate's worth a lot then, huh?
No doubt. And
there's not really much scrutiny behind it at all, you know, like.
Well, what do you mean by scrutiny in terms of like?
Just comparable to like how they treated Michael Jackson's estate and like.
Well, no, it's not even. That's not even the same. No, he's just.
I know.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, there's no scrutiny. Yeah, you're right. I just didn't know what you mean by that. But yeah, it's not even like Michael Jackson. Because literally, not only would he was already prolific with what he did put out, but he also had a lot more that he did not even put out. Where like there was music videos, whole albums, like music videos, sets, and concepts for albums that were not even put out. Like we haven't even scratched the surface. I figure like another person that would make a lot of sense in that regard is like Mac Miller, who has a bunch of music that's like dug deep with all kinds of artists all over the place.
Yeah.
Time and place, like, you know, the people going through the house at the time, who was popular at the time.
I was just thinking about that the other day.
Yeah.
Or maybe today it was, but how, like, the tell of a good album, to me, is like when you could tell it was like a moment in time captured, or
facts.
Or like someone's raw like emotional state goes into their music because they're feeling like some type of way for a month, and then decided to work on something, and whatever comes out is like usually gold.
Dude, do you remember when Good Kid, Mad City came out, bro?
Yeah, that's all I listened to for like half a year.
Dude,
literally, I put the album on as I left the door to like walk to school.
Yeah.
It took me like a couple minutes to walk to school, and then I'll get there. And then it would just be playing like the whole day on my iPod, and I would never turn it off. It would just be on the whole time. Mm-hmm. And like I would just turn down the volume, but sometimes when I would just put it in class or some shit, but it would just be literally on repeat. You know?
Yeah, it was just like what you were listening to that day. Your diet audibly was Good Kid, Mad City. Every waking minute you got the opportunity to, and then you were playing it during football. You were playing it after school. You were playing it on your way home. You were always playing it no matter what. It was in other people's cars. Like, you weren't going to jump in somebody's car and not be playing Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah.
And
especially with the slappers you had.
Yeah, man.
Album.
Oh, my God.
What is it? The one like Paris or whatever it's called. What is that? No,
Backseat Freestyle, bro.
Eiffel Tower, like Backseat Freestyle.
Yeah, bro. Oh, my goodness. No, and then on top of that, what's even crazier is, do you remember that week of football where we were supposed to we were playing against Centennial High School?
Yeah,
it was their homecoming week that week, and Good Kid, Mad City had just come out.
Yeah,
I remember being like on their field, mad people like revving up their motorcycles, going down the street, like everybody was hyped up. Apparently,
like
yeah, especially yes.
The old heads lined up on the fence line.
Exactly. Apparently Kendrick was there like earlier that day. Like it was big love because he went to high school at Centennial. Like,
yeah, he did like the pep talk.
Yeah, some kind of pep talk or at halftime, something like that.
Halftime. It was
a pep rally or something like that. Yeah,
pep rally. But the cool thing about that was when we were on the bus, I purposely put on like the opening song.
Oh yeah,
where it mentions like El Segundo and Central.
Of course. You know? Yo, what's it? Oh my goodness, it's another term for hood rap using the Master Roshi's daughter.
What? What are you talking about?
From Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
What's
the rat sensei in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
I just can't think of it right now.
It's not Roshi, is it?
I think it's Roshi.
Why am I forgetting it? Here, I'm not gonna. I feel like I'm right, but I want to be sure.
I think you're right, dude. Let's leave it at that. I think you're right.
But it's like hood rats. Oh, Master Splinter's daughters.
Yeah, Master Splinter.
Yeah.
I don't remember what you're talking about.
I didn't either. No, I was like, no, I'm wrong. Anyway, Master Splinter's daughter is like the clever way of calling her a hood rat, which I thought was hilarious. And then on top of that, it just sets the scene for this movie that he's about to put together in your mind.
Yeah.
And he does it, man. Like from
I know this
top to
from
bottom.
Milan on El Segundo and Central.
Yeah, bro. And then like bringing people together, like he had Dr. Dre, on like Compton towards the end. Oh, I have the deluxe version on here because.
Yeah, deluxe is like the way to go.
Yeah, the deluxe is the longer one.
I feel like the shorter one should have won a Grammy.
True, but swimming
fucking
pools.
Macklemore, are you serious?
Don't even get me started on that, bro.
Hey, so cool story about swimming pools. Like I was like talking to this girl, right, and she was getting like home from like a a sporting event and she was like on the bus with like a bunch of like the team and shit, and she was like, I want you to sing to me, or she was like, because I wanted to see her that night, and she's like. So oh, if you sing to me, I'll, and then I sang the chorus to swimming pools.
Naturally, because you're a romantic.
No, well, yes and no, but it's like, it was just fresh in my head, and I was like, dude, Poe Up, Drake. But I did all the voices,
Exactly.
Yeah, and I swear to God, you probably put that shit on speaker,
I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Oh man.
But anyway.
I think this whole album was a moment, but I think that's what people are looking for, like especially right now, the stuff that's dropping right now, that recently came out. Sorry, I'm scrolling up. Have you listened to Flatbush Zombies? They just put out a new EP.
What?
Yeah, bro.
Like when, today?
Like, here, let me check. I don't know for sure, but it wasn't that long ago. It was within the past couple of days.
Get out of here.
Dead, bro. June 5th.
What?
Yeah, bro. Now more than ever.
I've not heard of it.
I don't know. It's a 6-song EP and it's pretty good. My favorite song right now is.
This is when you know.
Herb and I Am Legend.
Out with many people. Wait, what?
Herb and I Am Legend are my two favorite songs so far. Dirty Elevator Music is solid, and then When I'm Gone is just a good closing track. Just let you know what's going on, and get you like in the right mindset. You know what I mean?
Ooh wee! Dizzy Wright just dropped. Him and Demrick just dropped Blaze With Us 2. 3 days ago.
Oh man, I haven't listened to Dizzy Wright in forever.
The best song, I think, my favorite, well, the only one I really heard is Don't Worry. It's like the reggae vibe,
That makes sense.
It's fucking sick, dude.
He was heavy on the vibes.
But it's like 15 tracks, so that's fucking dope.
No, that's solid.
Him and Demrick are fire, man. They're pretty dope.
Demrick, is that the producer?
Yeah. No, he's signed to Dizzy's. Still moving.
Oh wow! See, I haven't followed him since when's the last time? Golden Age 2. That was the last project of his I listened to.
Not to be a dick, but you're definitely fucking up, man.
I'm behind. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Oh no, you know what? I listened to State of Mind too, but that's still 2017. That was a while ago.
Yeah, he's dropped literally like maybe five body of work since that, and they've all been top notch. Like I think he's one of the most underrated in the game. It's just because he was put in a category way too soon, True.
Well, that's because he's from Vegas. That's another one of those people that like because they had to create like an identity for their hometown,
Yeah, but I don't think his identity, what he is now, is like. I don't think of Vegas first when I think of Dizzy Wright. I think of like Dizzy OG, like his strains and like or whatever you want to like his entrepreneurship or his business mind,
Well, yeah,
that's what I think of.
That's what makes anybody really interesting overall is like what they do with themselves, and the fact that he can build and develop himself into a real artist. I think that's really valuable in and of itself.
Well, not only that, but he was with Funk Volume, Hobson and Swizz.
Yeah, I remember.
And that shit kind of disbanded for
because Hobson's
obvious reasons.
Yeah.
You see what he's doing these days? He's I forget where he is. He's like in.
I thought he retired, bro.
He's in like India or some shit or some island where there's elephants.
I mean.
And like, he just released a video with him and like a bunch of elephants and shit.
More power to him.
A music video,
Good for him, man.
He's probably well off.
I actually feel bad for Hobson more than anything else. I literally don't dislike the guy at all. I just feel bad that the situation he's in with his kid, it's a mess. I'm sorry about it. It just sucks.
What is going on with that? I'm not informed.
He has like a crazy ex that like divorced him, but like won't let him get custody of his kid. It's a mess. And that's why I think if I ever get married, and I would probably get like a prenup or some shit. Probably
solely stating like the custody, like laying that out, like it's not, you're not gonna like steal my, like our kids away from me.
Especially
like, it's gonna be like if we are to split, like it would be like something like equal visitation for both parties,
because it's a real contract, and you got to really think about everything that goes into that.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
Like obviously there's money involved, but then there's
your well-being
value. Yeah, your value as being a father or connecting with your kids or something is taken away from you, and you can never get that shit back. You can always make more money, right?
Yeah, man. I don't know. I think it comes from just a place of fear, and people when they're afraid, they see the worst thing they see the worst of themselves in other people. So like whatever the worst thing that they could imagine themselves doing in their head is what they think the other person is probably going to do. You know what I mean?
I can only speculate, but
true.
Speaking of like uncertainty and fear, if she's feeling like he's not going to be, he doesn't want to like be a part of, or whatever happened, right?
Yeah, I really don't know. I just feel bad.
Yeah. I don't know either, man. But,
that's why I can't really speak on it. That's why I was like, it is what it is. It's just like, as long as he's like doing something to make money and do well for himself and something positive, that's all I can ask for. Cause like, otherwise I'm not really listening to his music. I never really checked for his music. I haven't checked for his music. I think
since the last Illmind and Hobson 5 or what?
I think it was Illmind 7. I think that was the
7.
Yeah, something like that.
That's funny.
But that was the last time I really checked out for him, and then I heard that he went to Australia or something. And then I started getting into other genres of music. Like, I just kind of moved on. Yeah. That was around the time I started getting into, like, grime music for the second time. Because the first time I was, like, Dizzy Rascal and stuff like that. But then I started getting into... It was, like, that Kanye, like...
yeah, I know.
Yeah. When he was on the thing, on the stage of the Brit Awards or whatever. What is it? I don't even remember exactly what it was, but he was playing that song he did with Paul McCartney.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
I will play it after this later because I want you to know because I think that's interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway. Dang.
Yeah. What else do you want to talk about, man?
You sent me earlier. Yeah.
Woody.
Woody? This Demons in My Sleep project.
Yeah, but it's like like just the letter.
Demons.
Sleep, you know?
Demons with a Z naturally. Demons in My Sleep. What? Tell me more about this project. I need to know more. This is the guy you were telling me about.
Yeah, Woody.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Basically, I was talking about Ramirez the other episode.
Mm-hmm.
And
Ramirez the one that we tried, that one isn't fully done.
Yeah, whatever. So Ramirez is from San Francisco. That's close to Antioch. Woody, I mentioned that I feel like Ramirez is heavily influenced and
so this the guy.
His sound is derived from the Norteños like movement in Antioch, like with Woody and like Blackbird or these artists,
Blackbird, R.I.P. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Northern Cali.
Yeah, I think that's his best work is Demons in My Sleep because I feel like this is the pinnacle of his creativity or his creativeness,
And this is like 2001. That's interesting.
Yeah. Like the other hits were like 2003 and then 2005. I forget when he passed away, but
this was like when it was
Demons in My. But after Yacht Influence got released in '99, like that kind of put him on the map and like in the Bay Area. But Demons in My Sleep, I feel like is as he furthered his gangster life, or like the life of like not like crime necessarily, but just like a stressful life and a lot of pressures and all that shit, and that all the pressures of life hit him at probably one time, and that's where the album captured that moment in time I was talking about earlier. So it's through and through, it's a pretty good album, man.
Yeah, man, this is a lot of crazy stuff, cause like there's a lot of content here, which means that like he really put in the work before he passed away, which means he had a lot to say.
He had a lot to say about the yacht life, baby. Antioch, Norteño.
I was about to say, I know what you mean.
I'm not repping anything right now. I'm just reading off.
Yeah, I was about to say, definitely be careful about that. But like, it's really serious to these people, which is why they can tell these stories and really like have some authenticity about them.
Yeah, and so his song "Tales of a Killer" is like one of my favorites, where he kind of like goes through like a day in the life of his life, and there's the second verse. He's at a drive-through at maybe Jack in the Box or some shit, and like his homeboy's driving, but his homeboy's girlfriend's in the car, and it's just the three of them. And then like they see the ops, and so they open fire on him, or Woody does, right? Or it's how he's writing first person, so so he like opens shots and like puts down the fool, the person, the human being.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then like the homeboy who's driving gets all like freaked out because that just shit just happened, and like the bars he's spinning is like, why you acting like a bitch? Your girl's acting like better than you type of thing. Like she's making moves and you're not, you know, like she's like, what's up with you, bro? Like quit acting like a bitch, you know, like fucking whip this car.
Yeah.
While you're driving so damn slow, like whip this car around and put me over here. And like, so he ends up like ditching the car because like the dude's like fussing, like acting all whatever. Not with the shits as they would say. And he like runs through and like gets chased by cops and then ends up like going to his other homie's house who was listening on the police scanner, the radio, and he heard it go down, and so he anticipated Woody pulling up to the crib, so he had like the door unlocked and shit already. So
that's
it's
crazy.
Like, it's pretty cool, bro. Like to put that in like a 4-minute window
in a track, man.
In a track, like, and all that is just based off of like me listening to it a couple times. And like synapses.
I mean, for me, that's what's really important about like listening to like these people's like story. Like these people that become famous and really put in work and like people really respect, like, and they have something to say. Like there's a level of authenticity that's necessary for people to even latch onto it and to connect to whatever they're talking about. And the fact that you can tell these stories. And someone like you who's never been a part of that life and not even know at all what they're like, what it really is to be there, you can have like an authentic representation, a sonic representation of what that is. Because I'm sure the beat
and visual,
well, with the lyrics as well, but like the beat. I was talking to who was I talking to? I was talking to Joe about the fact that the words that you use, the sentences and the language that you use, they're like spells. Because of the way that they work with people is like,
you know, like the dudes who have like silver tongue and they could just like
exactly
fucking just talk their way out of anything, bro.
Exactly.
Like, or
because
like slick talking, like, you know, like
fucking... your rhetoric is so powerful. Like you're master of the prose. Like you can make something sound so good by saying it in the right way,
eloquently.
Exactly.
Or even if it's not eloquent, it could be totally put towards one culture, you know, like you could like in the South Louisiana, you know, like they talk like a different dialect. So if you know how to talk that dialect, you could definitely persuade people. And
ain't you out of place? I can't do it. I can't do a good accent.
Yeah, no, don't even try.
Nah, but there are different dialects of English just like that, and that's kind of like how people communicate with each other. Is like, and that's how you let people know where you're from too. Those dialects are part of like who you are as an individual and what shapes you as an individual, what makes you you. And as long as you take that in the right direction instead of letting it identify you and just you be identified with yourself and like those characteristics, then that kind of proves to people that you're authentic. Because you're just like, look, this is just what I am. This is what I came from. This is what I'm doing my best to be the authentic me.
Yeah, when you're authentic, people trust you more, probably.
So, I mean, for me, I haven't even heard this music yet because you sent it to me, but I wanted you to describe it to me more. And now I'm looking forward to it. Like, especially this one, Tales of a Killer. Drinking 40s and booms out of tune, but I sense someone burning holes in my head. I turn around, fools are looking at me like they want me dead. Words were said without a doubt, on knowing that the funk's jumping. They must be packing, fuck that, I'll be the first to dump something. Told my homie driving, pulled the car to the side of the road. They pulled up, said a word or two till I proceeded to unload. Bullets lighting up the backseat, windows are shattering. Since I'm thinking that they pack heat, I'm skipping the chattering. I emptied the clip, not sure how many were hit. I told my homie driving, let's split. He started the trick, he just stopped. Froze like he was comatose. I said it's not the time to break down like a hoe. Let's go. He finally put the pedal to the metal.
Yeah, like Demons in My Sleep is a good one too.
Demons Loyalty. In My Sleep.
I liked This Is Northern Cali or whatever though. Like, so if you play like if you just sometimes with albums I like play them in the middle and shit, but if you start with track 5 and play through like track 11, it's a pretty good vibe. Or like, you know, they all work together pretty well. But if you just play 1 through 4, it's pretty good too. Or like, you know,
where like they work as sections.
Yeah, because it's such a long ass album.
It's 17 tracks,
But I'm saying is the sounds are kind of similar throughout the album. So if you get bored of like the same kind of not like kind of beat, but like it's the same principle, you know.
Mm-hmm. There's also like a certain time frame too. Is that like at that point in time, the best way to sell music was like out the back of your trunk, mixtape covers, that kind of thing, because you could buy a bunch of CDs and turn a profit.
Yeah.
And move like just a unit of CDs, and then that would just be your. It was just a retail item at that point. So you could pack a CD with a lot of music, and people are just gonna skip through and listen to the one that attains to them. It's the same thing with playlists nowadays on streaming services and stuff like that. For the people that don't want to find and seek and look out for their music, they'd rather be fed, which is nothing wrong with that. Not everybody has the time to really dig through everything, you know.
Yeah.
But that's what ends up happening is that like sometimes you have those dedicated fans that listen to the mixtape all the way through. I mean, in my opinion, I think that's part of the reason why Drake is so popular, because that he was like one of the last guys where he was the last most popular mixtape rapper.
Yeah, maybe.
He was like the number one.
Nope. Lil Wayne.
Well, no, I mean, Lil Wayne had been doing it, but like the one that would like where the mixtape rapper where you watched him put out his first mixtape, second mixtape, third mixtape, and then fourth mixtape, and then it was all over, you know.
Okay.
Where
yeah,
like
whatever. I don't know.
in the time frame when all those were coming out, he was like one of the last people to do it. Because Wayne was putting out mixtapes way before everybody else. He was putting out mixtapes when 50 Cent was putting out mixtapes. As a matter of fact, Wayne was just putting out mixtapes because he was already signed and he had access to a studio. Because he was a kid.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne is like the Louis Armstrong of rap. Like he's just doing such a good job as a child.
Well, I was watching Drinking Champs like that like
Noriega?
podcast, but
Yeah, it's a podcast. Okay. Noriega and DJ EFN.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he was saying it was the one with Lil Wayne. I was watching that episode, and he was talking about how all these motherfuckers, all the kids these days with tats on their face look like Lil Wayne.
Absolutely.
He influenced like even Young Thug and like a whole generation of like skaters, rock stars, guitarists, you name it, like auto-tune, codeine, like weed culture, every culture that's probably I think he reached.
Yeah.
To the most of his ability. Like if anyone filled out their potential, it was probably him, maybe.
Absolutely.
Because he started so young, right? Like that's like LeBron. He's like a LeBron.
Yeah.
Right. On the cover of Sports Illustrated at 17, like Chappelle was saying.
Yeah. No, that's exactly it. He did such a good job at rapping, and he was put in the right place at the right time to rap. I mean, like even on the Carter 5, he kind of goes into like a little bit of the stories of like himself dealing with the fact that his mom said he couldn't rap anymore and he almost killed himself as a child.
Yeah.
Like that's how bad he wanted to do it. Yeah.
Dude, like and then the story he tells about how the police officer like saved his life.
Yeah. That's exactly the same story. And
that's crazy. How
crazy that is. That
it took one guy to save this kid's life and no one like fucking gave a fuck.
Well, not even that. It's not even the fact that he took rap so seriously at that point of his life that he was like
Suicide
if
Boys.
I can't do it, literally,
Suicide Boys.
Like what we were talking about yesterday,
yeah.
Where Suicide Boys, there's like if I can't do this, I'd rather die, which is crazy, but that's the kind of commitment that these kind of people take. I don't even mean to say it like degrade. It's like these crazy, amazing people that end up figuring out how to do it.
It's a certain intensity,
dedication.
Yeah.
Application of self.
Mm-hmm.
Like you were talking about this Ramirez dude, and you said he was influenced a lot by Woody. You said Ramirez.
I think it's a theory.
It's a theory. Oh, okay. So you don't really know. All right, for sure.
But I have an inkling that it's
geographic.
Fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a possibility.
They're both Latino. Bay Area type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
the age range is probably right.
Especially Bay Area, they really hold their own really important. I mean, I remember when All Black was coming up. Then all over the Bay, everybody's like, yeah, All Black's the next guy up. All Black's the next guy up. And then, like, he put out that 2-minute drills tape with Kenny Beats, and it was over.
What do you mean over?
Like, everybody, like, people that follow Kenny Beats, like, were put onto All Black, and then that broadened the whole spectrum.
Right. You just gotta be careful when you say over, because over means the end of things.
Oh, I mean over the top, like it's a new beginning.
Yeah, like bad meaning good, right?
Yeah, exactly. It was like, oh, it's a wrap. Like these guys, it's over. It's done for y'all, because All Black's here. Because that goes back to what we were talking about last time with like the ability for these people that were like disenfranchised, did terrible things, to come back and contribute to society. Because even All Black talks about how he was like a Pop Warner coach.
No way.
Yeah, he used to be a Pop Warner coach.
That's pretty tight.
Like he says in a lot of his songs, like, "Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you." Like that's from like at the end of Pop Warner games, making sure you say thank you and shaking their hand.
Well, yeah. Good game.
Good game. Thank you.
I really
appreciate it. You never said thank you? You said good game. Yeah.
Well, I mean, when they call me out for how well I played, I'd be like, oh, thanks.
Oh, thank you.
But yeah. That's about it. But
he used to be a Pop Warner coach. I think that's really interesting. But like it's these individuals that like try to find themselves and like do right by their people because they may or may not have done wrong in the past.
That's a very good point.
And when you find yourself a little bit of freedom,
do you think that's why a lot of people who come up in like impoverished areas feel bad for leaving?
Yeah, probably.
A lot of artists die in their home city, you know?
Yeah. I mean, well, because they know that the system is messed up already. Yeah, go ahead.
I heard this crazy stat that a certain amount of people, you know, die within a 10-mile radius of where they were born type shit.
Yeah.
Or some crazy number, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So.
I mean, statistically, it's hard to get yourself out of those kind of situations because of the way that the systems are set up. Like what we were talking about yesterday, where like that ticket thing. So I described yesterday, I'm just going to redo it because we have to. Yeah. I had gotten a ticket in the past, or I was supposed to get a ticket in the past. And the idea is they have these traffic lights in Culver City, Hawthorne, and Santa Monica here in Los Angeles County.
Yeah.
And traffic lights are technically constitutionally, or they're technically unconstitutional ways to do to give somebody a ticket, because you have the right to face your accuser. Because you have the right to face your accuser, then you can't face a robot. So you'll get mailed a picture of your face in your car and a picture of your license plate. Right. And they'll mail it to you and say, you have to contact the judge because we caught you doing this. And otherwise you have to pay this ticket, and they'll continue to do this until you contact the judge, because they can't force you to make that payment, because you have to come up to the judge and fess up for doing your crime.
Right.
And because you have the right to face your accuser, they have no grounds to force you to pay that fine.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And it's because it's unconstitutional in the county of Los Angeles. It was made illegal for them to force you or to compel you to do that. And there's little things like that are just like traps, because you can't pay a ticket, and you can get your warrant out for you. I remember you were talking about yesterday that you had a friend.
I just knew someone who had been pulled over on their way to work, and they had a warrant that they didn't know about. And the officer had to arrest him, and the officer was like, sorry, like, really, really, like, you know, I happened to pull you over. It sucks, like. So he lost his car, lost his job, and then, like, you know, had to pay a bunch of fines probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, anyway.
But yeah, it's a trap.
Life sucks, dude. Life sucks. And like you were saying yesterday, how like people who can't afford to pay their tickets, well, you decide that between paying and paying rent, you know. So when they don't pay rent, or they don't pay their tickets, vice versa, you either get evicted or you go to jail, you know? Like, it's like, what the fuck?
And it's like, what are you supposed to do? And how are you supposed to deal with all these things being criminalized?
Yeah.
And like another thing we were talking about yesterday, or I could talk about these Run the Jewel lyrics, because this is what I've been listening to a lot lately. What's the one that was the most specific?
What do you mean, like the one that sounds like a heartbeat, or?
Yeah, the Goonies versus E.T. One of them was fuck y'all. Got another planet on stash from far away, far from the fact that the flames of your trash. That is not the snow, it's ash. And you got to know the past. Got a wrath, and it's see. Look, I'm just not a rapper.
You did fine yesterday.
I did fine yesterday, but like
it was natural. So maybe we should just do another day of it.
Sometime. Yeah, I'll do it another time.
Because we're coming up on like 50 minutes, bro. So.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we can cut this off here, and I can make another one with Jayla, and I'll talk later.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
All right, cool.
He has an iPhone now.
Yeah, I know. I just found out he had an iPhone. And I was like, oh,
when
man.
When you texted him?
Yeah, I texted him. I was like, oh, look at this. He's like, yup.
Yeah, it's like the moment when your friends go from iPhone or Android green to blue, and it's like, oh,
exactly.
Damn.
What kind of phone does he have?
It's like maybe an 8 or 9.
Smart. That's what I would have done. I still have my 6.
Yeah, I have the newest one, but
that's cool. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get what you can.
Well, I needed a phone. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. All right, buddy. Bro. Talk to you later. Right. Thanks again.
Later. Yeah.